So what about you? If you come from the people of the global south, if your people come out of the global south, if your heritage is non-European, non-Anglo-Saxon and so forth, if you are the descendants of enslaved Africans, if you're the descendants of dispossessed and displaced Mexicans, or the people, any of the people of Central and South America, of Asia, of the Philippines, India, Middle East, and so forth, and you're out here talking about the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, the U.S. Bill of Rights, you're talking about democracy and equality and Western values and America the beautiful and whatnot, well, you're nothing but an unpaid white. You're unpaid whites doing the job, but you're not getting the status and you're not going to get the status. You're unpaid whites. Listen to me, I told you that the actual descendants of the original people, the originators of that predatory, debased culture, the originators of that culture, the descendants of Europe, they're dying out. They're dying out. They're shrinking as a population. You know, they had to start, like I say, they had to start integrating other people into the super category of whiteness just to boost their numbers. Like I said, they brought in the Irish, they brought in the Italians, brought in the Poles, the Slavs, the Jews, and what have you, just to try to maintain the fabricated majority. Even though the WASPs themselves, they never really regarded these people as genuine whites. They never regarded these groups as genuine whites because white never meant skin color between Europeans, except in relation to non-Europeans. It was about skin color when it related to Africans or Mexicans or whatever else, or Asians and so forth. But between the descendants of Europe, their skin is all pale. So white never referred to skin color, it referred to a position in the social order, in the power hierarchy built by the Anglo-Saxons. Now, the ones that they hated in Europe, they still hated in America. The ones that they oppressed and exploited in Europe, they oppressed and exploited in America. But they gave them honorary white status because they played the role. They did the job. They played the role in relation to the descendants of non-Europeans and non-Anglo-Saxons. And like I say, they got a status from that. They got a status from that. They were able to circumvent the discrimination, circumvent the prejudice, and gain some sort of mainstream acceptance and mainstream acknowledgement. You know, they got their holidays and whatnot. But even with this addition to the category, even with adding these people to the category, like I say, they're still becoming a minority. They're becoming a minority in America. And their demographic numbers are falling globally. They're falling off a cliff.